Hey, welcome back. So, the plan was to record a vlog today in my bedroom, but I had a little bit of a snafu where I learned that my bedroom is connected to a person next to me. That was kind of something I was thinking about when I was at my old apartment. Like, if there was somebody below me, and that bothered me a lot. But I could get over it. But if there was somebody on the other side, that would have been a lot worse. So I can't record in my bedroom. So I'm in my living room, which is not great, but it's just very quiet in here. I know the people above me can't hear me, but I think I'll be okay eventually, but I just want to keep doing this. I want to do this every week. Why do I want to do this every week? I don't know. I guess I don't have to, but I guess I liked it. I liked it. I'm not liking it right now, but I guess it may be kind of a bummer if, like, watching the last video I did when I was so happy, and now I'm like kind of quiet and nervous. What were you gonna do? The era of good feelings. What happened? I'm still feeling good. But yeah, I just don't sound like I'm feeling good. So every week I'm gonna try to do this. And my idea was to start, to get myself comfortable, is to like think of a topic when I played a game. What was my favorite topic, or what did I like talking about the most? And then do that here so you're comfortable doing it. So the topic I was going to do today is about depression. Because I did an episode recently where I was talking about it, and I liked how I was thinking about it. I was, last year, I was depressed, and that's why I started taking the medicine. I don't like really saying that I was depressed. But I think it's good to admit it, so that you're like, oh, you were depressed then, and now you're not depressed. So you can see a clear, like, oh, you made progress or whatever. And I mean, I know a lot of people have depression a lot worse than I had it, but I definitely had it. I was definitely depressed. And I think the depression was caused mostly by like work stress every day for a couple was almost a year of like every day I felt stress at work, and then eventually that like built up to depression. Recently, I read a book. Well, last year, when I was depressed last year, I was thinking a lot about the meaning of life. And like, oh, what's my meaning? And I don't have a meaning. Does anybody have a meaning? Meaning is stupid. Like, have a family. That's dumb. And I didn't have a problem when I was talking about those things. But recently, when I wasn't depressed and I was talking about the meaning of life and stuff, my meaning, I was feeling like, oh, why are you being so depressing? Why are you talking about that? Like, why can't you just like live and be normal and don't talk about anything like that? Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, you're being a Debbie Downer. Like, stop making everything so sad. Like, people have families and they're fine and they're happy with their families. Like, just be normal and stop being so Debbie Downery about everything. Which is like an interesting reaction to have, to be like kind of mad at myself for searching for meaning, and just be like, oh, just calm down. I think I realized that before I was depressed, I never cared about my meaning. I did just live my life like, oh, just play video games and watch TV and go to school, and like it kind of sucks, but like whatever, who cares? It's your life, and like don't complain about it or whatever. And I didn't really, like, my parents were nice to me, like I had a good home and I was fine at school. I didn't have any reason to be depressed other than like, I don't know, I didn't have any reason to be depressed other than maybe like, oh, I didn't have friends, but it didn't really bother me that much because I don't really like being around people that much. But then when I was depressed, I don't know why. I didn't even know why at the time, why I was thinking about these things, but I know now that like when you're depressed, it's can be almost impossible to motivate yourself to do anything, to get out of bed and do anything. To go to work, you're thinking like, why am I going to work every day? This job's so stupid. What's the point? I'm never gonna like my job. I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to be quiet and you can't communicate with anybody. It's just going to be frustrating. So then you start thinking like, okay, well, if there's a meaning to my life, then maybe it can suck now. But as long as I have this meaning, then I can keep going to work and I can keep doing these things because like, okay, I have a purpose. Like I have to go to work because I have to take care of my kids if I had kids, or I have to go to work because eventually I'm going to be the president or whatever. And so when I was depressed, I was searching for those things. And if you look at my old videos, you'll see me, that's what I'm doing. Like I'm searching, like what can be my meaning? Maybe I should try to get a family. Maybe I should try to be the president. I don't know. And I was like, those things are dumb. They're not, I don't want those to be my meanings. And I was looking for all these meanings. I couldn't find anything. Church, going to church, like, I don't understand this. It's not my meaning. I can't get meaning out of this. So yeah, when you're depressed, you need a reason to do anything. But when you're not depressed, you're just like, whatever. I get up, I brush my teeth, I go to work, and I don't think about it. I just kind of do it. It's not that hard for me right now to get up, to go to work, to go to church. It's not hard. It's not like I still don't like doing anything, but it's not hard for me. So I don't need a meaning to do it. I can just kind of coast like I was doing before. So that kind of brings up the point, like, well, that's still not great to be coasting. You do need. Do you want to like look at? I don't know. Do you want to look back at your life and be like, oh, I coasted through the whole thing and now it's over and I kind of wasted it or whatever? I don't know. The therapist is like, oh, just if you like watching TV, then just watch TV. That's fine. But I'm like, it can't be enough. I got to try to be a person. I have to try to be a person. I'm not being a person. I still want to talk about, I guess maybe the point of this is like, I still want to talk about meaning, but I don't want to be too hard on myself about it and be like, why are you being so depressing? Because whenever I talk about meaning, I'm always like, well, there's no meaning, and there's no meaning here, and there's no meaning here. Everything is kind of pointless when you think about it. And so when you're not depressed, you just don't think about it. If you're me, I mean, if you have a kid and you want to take care of your kid, that's a good meaning. But for me, it doesn't work. Like, what am I going to do? Be like, oh, I don't have a meaning, and then I'm going to get married and have a kid for that reason, to create meaning? That just seems dumb to me. But that is loud. Why is it so loud? It might be annoying, sorry. So yeah, I mean, I want to talk for 20 minutes, and I have a little note that's kind of related about juggling that I liked. Like, I liked this analogy that I came up with a little while ago about how... Yeah, this is related, like, so I have this new job, and I have this new apartment, and I gotta be doing all these things. So I'm like so like, I don't know, it's a common analogy, like, oh, I'm juggling these things. I got my work and my job and my house and my parents and oh, I gotta go back to see my parents, and oh, I gotta come back here, and I gotta set up the Wi-Fi, or whatever, and like I'm doing all these things. So like I'm not, it's hard to be depressed when you have all those, I mean, I know it's still possible, but when you have all these things you're doing, and you're getting them done too, I mean, I guess if you're constantly messing them up, then maybe that might make you depressed, but like I'm getting stuff done, so I feel like it's really hard when you have stuff to do to be depressed. But that's still not satisfying to me in my gut. Like, okay, like the only reason you're not depressed is just because you're distracted by juggling. But what happens when you stop juggling? That's like reality. Juggling isn't reality. Juggling isn't like a little hobby you do. Oh, I'm juggling. But when your life is outside of juggling. If you're a juggler, I don't know. Your life is what you do between juggling. If you're juggling and you mess something up, even if you mess something up, like you drop the ball. So like if I'm dropping the ball in this analogy, it'd be like, oh, messing up at work. You're still not depressed because you're still juggling. You're like, oh, I dropped it, I'll pick it up and I'll keep juggling. So like you'll fix the mistake and then you'll keep going. But I need to know how to live and be content while I'm not juggling. And I think it just feels like a lot of people, that's all they do, is they just juggle their whole life. And they don't know how to, like, oh, I got my kids and I gotta go to work, and oh, I gotta make the sandwiches, and oh, they're never satisfied, like, with themselves. They're just like, and if they ever did stop, they'd be depressed because they're like, what's my life if I'm not juggling these things? So I have two modes. I have coast mode and I have juggle mode, and neither of them are satisfying to me. So I need to know, like, that's what I'm trying to figure out now, I guess. Like, how can I be satisfied with my life? Juggling, coasting. Is there a third thing, or should I just like combine those two things into one big thing and be like, oh, meaning? And I don't know what to do. So yeah, I feel a little bit more comfortable. Sorry if the refrigerator's loud. So maybe I can do this every week. Maybe I can even do it in my bedroom, even though there's somebody on the other side of the wall, which is scary. But yeah, if anybody, these videos, it's so embarrassing to say, like, oh, these videos get more views, but they do get like 10 times more views because they get like 20 views, and my Let's Play ones get like 2 views. But the more people seem to watch this, and I noticed in the last video I did, I was like far away, so I'm like, maybe I should be closer. People like that when you're closer to the screen. I don't know how to do the thumbnails, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I just do whatever YouTube gives me. But I know you're not supposed to do that, but the other thing you're supposed to do is like make faces like, whoa. I don't want to do that. You're supposed to make like a wacky face and like point at something and be like, ooh, depression? I don't want to. Now that I make those faces, YouTube's going to give me those as suggestions. Which I don't want to do. I don't know what I want. I like doing the game thumbnails because I kind of like throw a picture of me in the background. That's fun. But yeah, if anybody's watching, what do you think about depression? Let me know. What do you think I should be talking about? I'm going to do these once a week, and I'll try to be louder and more interesting and better topics or whatever. For some reason, I just felt like I should do this. I don't know. Shake it up once in a while and not make those boring Let's Play. Although I like the Katamari videos recently because I like that game so much. It's a perfect game. I'm sad. I need to find another game like that. Almost finished with it. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So yeah, thanks if you're watching, and if you want to talk about anything, let's talk about it. Go ahead. Thanks.